Y'all thought I was finished?
Hi, welcome back to Football Barbie, where we talk about anything and everything football. So we're going to talk about one of the top running backs right now in the league who is having his name all over the place, Mr. Dalvin Cook. He got released from the Minnesota Vikings last Friday. So in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about the future of Dalvin Cook. Where do you think he might land? And after being released from the Vikings, what was the reason? He is one of the top NFL running backs, and his release has left many wondering what team is going to go or want him for that matter, and what are people saying? Experts are speculating on the potential teams that may be interested, so we're going to talk about some of the teams and everything like that, where he might possibly go. Also some of his impressive stats, his skills, and why he might be a valuable asset to these teams that could possibly be after him. So whether you're a dedicated Vikings fan or a football enthusiast, the video is sure to provide you some insight on Dalvin Cook. So make sure you subscribe, like, comment, all that fun stuff. I definitely respond to everybody's comments. I really appreciate it for all the love and support. So without further ado, let's get started and talk about Mr. Dalvin Cook and where might he go. So for first up might be the Miami Dolphins. So Cook is a Miami native, and Miami did engage in trade talks with the Vikings about Cook. He would add real value to the backfield currently led by Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson Jr. and speedy rookie Devon Achane. However, Mostert is capable starter, but he struggled to stay healthy when last season a broken thumb ended his campaign before the playoffs. Wilson is the best in change of pace role, and Achane is 188 pounds and could be limited to a spot duty as a rookie. Cook could give the Dolphins a primary running option and receiving outlet. He might not be elite in the pass game, but he would give Tua another check down option. Dalvin Cook, which was what spawned starting a lot of the controversy, posted a picture of being at Miami's field on his Instagram only so many days ago, which is leading people to think that maybe he's already been talking to Miami about coming there. Mike McDaniels, their coach, did say this could be a very fun team to watch if it was Cook, Waddle, and Hill playing with Tua. So let's see what happens. Does Miami pick him up, or does he go to somewhere else? So another possible option might be the Denver Broncos. Now, they definitely were not going to give up any of their non-existent draft picks for Cook after giving away for Wilson and Sean Payton. However, now that he's a free agent, that could change things out for them. Having Sean Payton as a coach with nobody surprised is going to be able to hopefully help Denver become a much better team this year. I'd be curious to hear what anybody else thinks. Do you think that Denver will be able to do better or no? Mr. Sean Payton has helped Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram, Darren Sproles, Reggie Bush, Latavius Murray, Pierre Thomas, to just name a few, be better players. So it's possible that he might be able to help Cook become an even better player than he already currently is. Denver did part with a couple running backs recently, and they just need more people. So they a couple running backs. And the Broncos general manager, George Patton, was the Vikings assistant general manager when they drafted Cook. Javonte Williams is still very too much in the mix to start, but his recovery from his ACL injury can't be forgotten. Then the team signed Samaj Perine to play an important role in this season, who has been always a complimentary piece. It does make Cook seem like a possibility. So next on our list, we could possibly have the New York Jets. Now, obviously, the Jets are wanting to win super bad this season after they signed Aaron Rodgers. I mean, why would you sign Aaron Rodgers if you're really not desperately trying to win? So they are debating whether or not, though, a running back is a true need for them, or do they need an offensive tackle more? Breece Hall is coming off an ACL tear, and he was really the only Jets running back to stand out last season. Zonovan Knight stepped in ably as an undrafted rookie, but his appeal is quite limited. They also do have Michael Carter, but he did have a rough season in 2022. They drafted Israel Abakandanda. Sorry, like I said, some of these names I'm really not positive how to say. In round 5 of the draft this year, but they're unsure of how he will fit in. It's all going to depend on if Breece Hall can come back quickly to his pre-injured form, where he was leading contender for offensive rookie or the year, Or is Cook going to be able to come in and help them become a much better team? Next on our list, you have Buffalo Bills. So Cook may want to go to Buffalo. Now, necessarily Buffalo might not be able to have them, though, even if Cook did want to go there, because he has a chance to play with his younger brother, James Cook. He was a 2022 second round pick for the Buffalo Bills. So Buffalo did sign Damian Harris from the rival Patriots and added Latavius Murray after the draft. So there isn't necessarily a really big need for him. Plus, the Bills are up against the salary cap and would have to move things around for Cook just to work. It doesn't seem likely for the Bills to outbid other teams, but for Cook, you never know in football what could possibly happen. And one of the other, probably I would say, teams that might want to pick him up is the New Orleans Saints. So right now, the Saints are looking pretty good. Now, they did obviously lose Sean Payton, but they're looking good in the backfield with Alvin Kamara, Jamal Williams, and 2023 third round Kendra Miller. However, Alvin Kamara, as if you don't know, has a very big court date on July 31st, stemming from battery charges when he was in Las Vegas earlier this year. So his future is kind of remaining unclear right now. Kamara has also seen his productivity decrease through the past 2 seasons and has more NFL touches than Cook. So we'll see just kind of what happens. It's very interesting. Williams operates best in a short yardage role and not as a true workhorse, making him not ready for significant duty. Then there could be a role for Cook in New Orleans. So with the signing of Derek Carr, though, as well, the Saints are aiming for divisional title this year. Cook could definitely help out with that job. So the problem is with Cook is that nobody wanted to trade for him. So his contract is high, and that is one of the reasons basically the Vikings had to cut him. They were desperate for a trade-off, and nobody wanted to trade for his contract. So you did have 3 people for running backs this year that were franchise tagged, which was Pollard with Dallas, Josh Jacobs with the Raiders, and Saquon Barkley. So Pollard so far is the only one who has signed a franchise tender so far. If you look at Dalvin Cook, though, for last year, he did have 1,173 yards and 8 touchdowns in 2022. With 2021, he had 134 rush, 491 rush yards, 3.7 rush yards attempt. He did seem like he has decreased, though, a little bit. He was supposed to get a $4 million salary for this year. So the Vikings did not be able to handle that for such a running back, for that matter. So at the end of the day, they're kind of struggling a little bit to see. I mean, you definitely probably sure that the Vikings truly at the end of the day did not want to let Cook go. Dalvin is definitely a great player, but at the end of the day, they do have their salary cap and they have to make sure that they obviously make the cut. So it does seem, though, like a little bit like he's gotten better over the past couple years versus not. So in 2019 season, he had 100 rush attempts with 462 rushing yards and 4.6 yards per attempt. 2020, he had 96 rush, 434 rush yards, 4.5 yards attempt. So, it since he's kind of getting better, but sometimes he's kind of getting worse with some of his stats. So everyone's really curious as to where is Dalvin Cook going to go? Is he going to go to the Jets? Is he going to go to Miami? I mean, I feel like Miami would definitely be a force to be reckoned with. That's going to be one crazy division. If Miami is there and they have Tua, as long as Tua remains healthy with Tyreek Hill, Waddle, and they get Cook, I mean, they for sure could definitely use a really good running back. They have running backs, but I wouldn't necessarily state that they are definitely good. I mean, I wouldn't say that Cook by far is the best running back in the league, but he is definitely up there in terms of how hard he works and his work ethic and the numbers that he does put up. So if you have any further questions, please let me know. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know where you think Dalvin Cook's going to go. I'm really curious to see where he's going to sign. There's so many players out there right now who are still in free agency, like Ezekiel Elliott still hasn't signed with anybody. Like, where are these people going? I mean, time is ticking. Football's only a few months away, which makes me super excited. But let me know if you happen to figure out where he goes, or comment down below where you think he's going to go. Ta-ta for now.